Hey there. Hey kids. What's going on? Oh, let me take the seatbelt off. I just got back from. I got one thumbs up and nobody watching. How did that happen? That's like watching like really popular channels. So I got the test results back. Bobby Holden, hello. Hey there. So I got the test results back here, and it might not seem like it to people, okay, or just to like look at me or to observe me and you know in the flesh and bone, that I'm kind of a germaphobe. You know what I mean? I get sketched out by a lot of things, and in a lot of ways, I'm like the property manager. You know what I mean? I'm a little sketched out by germs and bugs and stuff like that. So I've stayed away out of an abundance of caution and courtesy because I can understand the man is a heart patient, and having a heart attack, you're worried about, this pandemic's got everybody really keyed up. But I come back negative. These are my results for all three germs, not just one, all three germs, negative. Here, I'll even let you look at my name. It's backwards. Just prove that it's my test. I tested negative, right there. Not only did I do that, though, I went, you know, a couple extra steps further, and I had everything else checked out and looked at. I know the printing is too small to look at, but I had I had uh, my breathing checked out, my tonsils, my throat, eyes, ears, nose, the whole thing, everything, the whole engine. Okay, looked at, and it's in excellent condition, actually. To look at me, I'm fat and overweight, but you know what? I'm not a smoker. I'm not a drinker. I don't use drugs of any kind. Certainly not illegal drugs. I mean, hey, if you're into that, then you know what? Have at it. But you know what? For me, it wouldn't work out very well. The plane would crash. But, the thing is like about a week and a half or something like that before my wife came down with this, okay? Uh, I took her to, the hospital. Good thing I did because the car broke down. We got into a argument, a verbal argument about stupid petty stuff, and me being the obstinate idiot, I had stayed in my car ever since then. And then, she's texting me and calling me, and I'm sitting right out here in the street. I think I have to go to the doctor. I made an appointment to go and see if I have COVID. Oh, do you? Oh, okay. Well, then I'll go with you. You know, so she went through the drive-through test, and then they do one nasal swab, and she came back positive, and I decided, well, you know what, I'm going to out, and I came back negative. An appointment was made for both of us. Okay, so that was the quickie test. It comes back about an hour or an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. This is the long test. This one, this one takes, they send them out, and then it comes back, and the whole thing for $250. So I mean, I know, the property manager watches these videos, and when he's seen it, he flipped out, understandably, when I went in there to go pay the rent. He's like, not that I forgot, but I was just so in the zone of like, I wanted to do what I have, what I was supposed to do. And he's like, oh, well, you're the only one that paid the rent, everybody else. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. So I'm like all stoked. I'm totally like mind blinded by, which, knowing how the guy is, I should have said something about it. And so that's the reason for this whole explosion was the fact that, you know, he's understandably a little bit paranoid of I am too though, you know what I mean? But I don't come off that way to people. I don't come off the way of being paranoid of diseases and germs, but I don't like to touch stuff like door handles and stuff. Like I'll use like when I open up a door, to the store. Oftentimes if I have the money in my hand, I'll use the dollar in my hand and I'm gonna give it to the cashier the door, or if I have a napkin or a piece of paper. Even the gasoline station, the handle, for the holster to squeeze the gas, I just grab one of those, them hand towels. And if I forget to do that, the really fast king way, cheap, quick, fast, and easy, is to take your hands, right, and then just dip them in that hand, the windshield solvent that I always have. I just because that's like alcohol based, and that'll smoke any germ. Okay, guarantee you. Just take a paper towel and dry out. Dip your hands in that. No germs are gonna live through that blue liquid. So that I don't go around ever showing that kind of goofy stuff because people will be like ripping me a new one and making fun of me all day long. But sure, these things I've got a pocket there. You know, you keep these handy. For the heavy duty, weird stuff. But I don't ever show those because that's like, you know, you know, I mean, like the mask things and stuff like that. Uh, This, just wearing these, it's like and you see people go. You're not used to seeing anybody going around. The only time you ever see people go around with masks on is in Asian countries. And they've been doing it for years. They've been doing this for like 30 years or more. They get on the train and everybody is like really close to each other. And there's no sitting room. Everybody is standing. Okay, some of those trains don't even have seats. Just a strap handle to hold on to, and you're like right on top of each other. So in those countries, you are going to wear a mask. But then when we see everybody wearing something like this all the time, it's like, oh, what's going on, man? So it helps fuel the paranoia. And my attitude like about this, because these videos are supposed to be, we're supposed to be influencers. Well, I guess I'm not doing my part to influence. Okay, I'm I'm questioning. I don't know. So to go around with this is smart. In certain environments and situations, especially given the things that are going now. But you know, when you're by yourself or you're around one or two other people, it doesn't really keep you from getting it. What it does is it keeps you getting it. You know what I mean? Like if you have a cough or a sneeze, it keeps the particles from. But if you don't have a cough or a sneeze, that's how this is transmitted. On people coughing on each other or. I know of like some people I don't know that would and commenting on here that would argue my point. You know what I mean? But then there's a lot of people that just say the simple thing is to just wear this. So put it on if you're around a lot of people. or if you're going into the store, which, this is all that's in the news, okay? And it's making people, crazy. It's like, this is not the way we were meant to live. At least not this society. It's, but I get and I understand how some people are about it. You know what I mean? Maybe everybody should be about it. If everybody was the same way about it, then you know, maybe then nobody would get it. So if everybody was as paranoid as the property manager about it, because he's like scared of getting this disease, because people, with heart problems and stuff like that, or kidney problems, are a little bit more susceptible to getting it, or getting it worse if they do get it. But I've been tested for all three of them, okay? Not just one, but all three. Because they don't tell you there's actually three of these buggers floating around, I guess. I've been told. So, I don't know. I was going to go to the compound today, but, I think I'll maybe stay away for the rest of the day. I don't know. Maybe the property manager will see the video. Maybe not. Who knows? Well, it's already like almost 2 o'clock, right? What time is it? Even though I tested negative, my plan is to stay in the truck again. I know it sounds ridiculous. People would be like, well, you tested negative. Now you can go back in the house. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm not going into that house. Not until she comes back. Not until she comes back testing negative, one. And two, for peace of mind, I guess. Before I go in, at the very least, she has to test negative. Then the whole family can come back together again. It could be one happy family again. When this when this first came out, back in like around Thanksgiving time, just thought it was going to be another SARS pandemic. The first started out, the SARS pandemic pretty much came in mostly in Asia and a little bit in Europe, and the germ never really took a foothold here in the States. I mean, people did get it, but but here we are once again. But this time it was a planned attack on the United States and on our economy. Yes, every other country in the world has got it too, and that's collateral damage. You attack the economic engine of the world, pretty much have every other country stuffed to the rafters. And very ingenious. Whoever thought of that? See who's commenting. We're gonna go looking. Scrapping crash. Hello. Hen Hatcher. Hello, King. Hi, Marty. Good news. That's Dave C. Let's see. Raphael Scrapper. That's great news. Steel Scrap Kingdom before you. And East Coast, UK. Great news. Well, I figured, I was talking to Bob from, Skills, and he's like, well, then make a video. You know what I mean? Because I was going to just go straight to with the good news, but I decided, I'll make a video. You know what I mean? Today, I that the property manager is sketched out by by this disease and stuff like that. That you know, he was for sure that I was a carrier, and I get it. I mean, if I think about it, I get it. Okay, but I wasn't thinking about that because all I was thinking about is, let's take care of what I get care of and do the right thing. And but he didn't do the right thing. I know I should have told him. I'm not thinking that because I tested negative with the quickie test. So for me, I'm good. Everything's good. Now, well, you know what? I decided, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to get tested. I'm going to stay everybody. Okay, I'm going to stay in my car. I'm going to remain staying in my car. I'm not going to do anything. Okay, I'm going to do little tinkering chores around the property, around the house and stuff like that. And well, it turns out I guess it was the right thing to do. Oh, say, I mean, you know, I'm like, it's such a relief. First of all, I'm I don't come off sounding like I'm relieved that I don't have it, but I already knew I didn't have it because I got tested the same day as my wife. So I already knew, that's, when I'm making these videos, it doesn't look like I'm concerned about having it because I have it. You know what I mean? I even told the property manager I don't have it. Hey man, I don't have it. He's like, F you, you know I am. I'm like, yeah, no, I know how you are. But, I'm thinking, because I'm negative, everything is okay, But, I guess if you're really scared of it, then even just, that day, I'm like, there's nothing more to say really about it other than I don't have it. I never had it, and I don't, and I'm not going to get it because I'm a phobe. Now, before that, I got the results back, the confirmed results back. I was like, you know, taking stuff out of my pickup truck. I took the tire machine out and those cardboard boxes, and I put them all in the back of the Chevy. Tired of running around with that. That tire machine is like tons easily. To be careful about, like when you're on the street taking a hard turn, because when it's standing up, it's like 600 pounds. It could go through the back window. It could easily bust through those wooden sides and go right out in the street. All right. Let's see who's commenting here. Hi, Marty, Yorkshire Monkey. Hi, Marty. Hello. Hope everyone, you're all safe. Yep. The bee lady, Apiary. Sorry. Oh, everyone. Yep. Dave C. Say everyone falls. Yep. That was the idea. So the USA, and then you pretty much what what other country could be able to stand up to China on its own? None. Answer: none. You think Great Britain could? They could stomp on Great Britain. Okay. You think Germany could stand up to China? Probably. Do you think Argentina could put up a fight? Hardly. Who? Who could stand up to China? Nobody. What country could push back? I can't think of one. What whole group of countries? The European Union could? I doubt it. They might be able to all together give China, one hell of a run, but Nah, I think China would probably end up kicking ass. Eventually. It's just too powerful. And you got that many different can conquer and divide. I mean, you could pick away at some of the weaker European countries or ones that are easier to sway, and you can have a go at that. Where all that's left is, I don't know, maybe some of the Nordic countries and Germany, the UK, and France. Maybe Italy. There's nothing. So he couldn't earn. Okay, let me look at some of the comments because I'm yapping about the stupid disease that I just can't stand this stupid thing anymore. True, he could do that. I get you. Raphael, the compound owners banned him after found out his wife has it for a few weeks. I wouldn't pay no rent for the term not allowed there, but well, you know what? I owe the month's rent, so you know what? I don't want to like, you know, I don't get the people even more wound up over tokens. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess so. There's a lot of people that are not paying rent. Okay, you know, like I guess there's a lot of like people that are demanding 3 months rent free and 6 months rent free. But I'm not even looking for that. I'm just looking to be the simple me and work at my scrap and just be me. You know, I'm happiest just being me. Just doing my stuff, not really like coming in contact with other people, trying to be as honest as I can about like stupid stuff. And you know, sometimes people, they get. I mean, they get scared by like something that you didn't give enough thought. Like I didn't give enough thought about it only because I tested and I tested negative. So I'm golden. Okay, so I think. But then you have somebody looking at the video, and then they're like, well, what the hell? This guy came in my shop, in my office 2 days ago, and he didn't say anything about this. So you got a day, a 2 day, a day and a half, 2 days of like freaking out about like, oh God, this guy came into my shop. Oh my God. I have it. Well, you know what? I don't have it. I'm not a spreader. I'm not contagious. Okay, you could actually be around somebody and not contact it. Not It is possible. There are reports of that happening where you were around several people that have it and your body never picked up the virus, so you were never a spreader. Okay, but sometimes oh, somebody's dropping on scrap. Look at that. Oh, because everybody knows I'm not there. Hey there. Thanks, bud. What we got today? Okay. You want these, right? Yeah, you just lean it against the and the heater too. Okay. getting busy now or what?
Oh yeah, that's favorite. So. Thanks, bud. You want a hand or you got it?
No, I got it.
Have a good one.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to offend the guy, but it looked like the guy was gonna get. Looked like he was gonna get real close. So. Hey there. Phone glitched out for a second, so I'm back. So yeah, no, I wonder if I could turn this around so I'm not blocking the. No, orientation is locked. So the camera's down there. Alright, well, somebody came by and dropped off scrap because I'm not out driving around, and I think I'm, you know what, I'm just gonna hunker down for the rest of the day. I'm not gonna really go around and looking for stuff. So yeah, no, the property manager is a cool guy though. He's a nice guy. He's just a little scared, you know. I mean, we go back 20 years, so he's a decent guy. I mean, if he was like a if I thought that he was a complete, you know, like I don't care about, you know what I mean? I wouldn't go through, you know, the consternation. I mean, he's a decent guy. He's a really wonderful guy. I like him. I mean, if you were, you know, had, you know, issues, you know, with your body and stuff like that, and you know, all you hear in the news is about this disease and stuff like that, you get scared. No, it's not about getting back into the compound with a negative result. It's about, you know, um, I mean, I don't want to be, you know, I want to go there being negative like I am. So that's the whole reason why I stayed away, is because I wanted to prove that I'm negative. Okay, so I figured, you know what, stay away from, stay away from everything, stay away from everybody, get tested, and then wait for the results. And that's where I'm at. I got the results, and you know, it's negative. So I think it's everything's fine now. You know, or it should be, because that's the reason why I stayed away. Is because, you know, it's this disease has got a lot of people really scared, and just the fact that, you know, I was in the same company with my wife was enough reason, I guess, for him to be very concerned and worried. And you know, I told him that I'm negative. I got tested on the same day with the quickie test, and you know what? I'm like, you know what? The quickie test is, you know, they just call and confirm. I need to get. I'm going to get retested, okay, and I'm going to go through the works, and that's where I'm at. So it's that part. I'm disease free. I never had it, so you know what? Uh, as far as you know, my way of thinking of it, I I don't know. I'm not a spreader. Let's just put it that way. Not a spreader and never was. You know, and if you're gonna get close to people, right? If you're gonna get close to people, let's see, but you know, like I started getting worried that guy was gonna get. I just started getting a little worried that guy was gonna get closer than you know than I thought, and I ran back to the car. Ran back. I'm exaggerating. Just walked back to my truck, grabbed the mask. You know what I'm saying? Put the mask on. You think you're gonna be around people real close? You gotta put this on, just like you put on. I didn't put it on all the way. Just like you put on your shoes and socks. Just put the mask on. Okay. Problem solved. It's something I never show in my videos. Okay, doing that because I got. I don't know. I got like a homemade mask, but the ear string. One of the ear strings broke. I thought I had it right there. I guess not. It's made out of cloth. Scrap and Pallet Man. Hi, Paul. True, Paul. If it's that bad, this is good cause. Can only be better. The only time negative is a good thing. Right, Paul? That's what I was saying to Bob, you know, from Gill Skills. I'm like, I know. He's like, it's opposite of what you think is good. Know how other peeps can be a pain in the butt. Yep. Bye. See you laters. I'm going to listen to that Indiana governor again. Why? What's the Indiana governor saying? Okay. Here's the B lady. She's saying, I thought the governors said if you tested negative, you were good to go. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm good to go, but you know what? Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna chill here for the rest of the day, even though I don't probably need to. You know, now I got people thinking that I'm not looking for scrap, and I got a lot of my like contacts in the little neighborhood here. They're coming by and dropping the stuff off. You know, because I'm like, I'm not driving around looking for it right now, so you know, you could hold on to it if you want to. Oh, okay, well we'll hold on to it, you know. Or you could, I'm like, if you have it on your truck and you want to just get rid of it, you know, you could just drop it off in my pickup truck, like that one guy did, or like the air conditioner guy did earlier today. If you guys were watching that, the air conditioner guy dropped off the. Gill Skills, yeah, amazing news. Yep. So I thought I'd share that with the people that watch this channel a little bit. That you know, it's. But the only thing is I'm still not going to go into the house until the wife tests negative. Until we have a medical confirmation on the fact that she's not that she's disease free. I'm not going in there. Not even a pee. I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing. It's that simple. Then we could be a family again. Then the kids can come home, and yeah, life can slowly return back to normal. Nothing to do but play California, right? The dog's actually pulling the skateboard. Pretty cool. Things bigger dogs can do that little dogs can't. I think it's going to rain tomorrow pretty heavily. It's clouding up. Got, got kind of warm today. Got up to about 60, 68 degrees. That's warm in comparison to, a few days ago. Makes the grass grow quick, though. So it makes you have to cut it a lot. So, yeah, kids, do what I did, okay? You want to, not, uh, not overdo it, I guess. I guess staying in the truck, though, does get kind of old. But I'm used to it, so. Look, there's homeless people that have to sleep on the ground, so if you have a car or a truck to stay in, that's like 1,000 times better than just being outside in the elements. Because you actually have some sort of structure of a home. An automobile, it has electricity a little bit, right? Has a radio, has everything you could need to survive and get by, if you think about it, right? That's a good thing about cars. You have you have shelter. You have a warm place to stay. You don't really need more than that. If you're just trying to survive in an emergency, you can get by with staying in a car. I mean, eventually it gets on your last nerve. But if you have to do it for a couple of days, it's a whole heck of a lot better than sleeping on the ground. It's really uncomfortable, though, in a pickup truck. You don't want to do it. Temperature, temporary homeless, not homeless. That's true. But isn't the car a wonderful thing? Because it gives you some little sanctuary to hunker down in for, like an instant emergency. Say you lost your house and you have nowhere to go at all. Well, if you have a car, you have at least something to climb into, and you can go places in it, and you could actually sleep in it if you really needed to. But sleeping in the pickup truck, I don't recommend it. It's like the hardest of all the automobiles to sleep in, you know. The top of my nose got red from the sun and then the chafing of the mask today. Steel Scrap Kingdom, how is your wife? You went off before answering. Oh, she's doing pretty good. She's doing great, actually. So, yeah, what amounted to, a mild cold. You know what I mean? Is what her version turned out to be. What I would call a mild cold. I don't know. Some people may call it, a tougher cough, but Raphael Scrapper, I've always known which. That's why I live out in the sticks. What, to be away from everybody? I mean, living out in the sticks has its advantages because the more urban of an area that you live in, the more this disease thing is like constantly. You know, you live out in the sticks. There's pretty much not a care in the world because you're not around anybody really, and there's not much of a population, so life can pretty much go on as it normally is. But the more dense of a population you're in, Well, the more serious it is because the more people are close together, and what it all comes down to is they don't want to overwhelm. What this all comes down to is they don't want to overwhelm the hospitals. Kingdom, no one out here has it. Well, yeah, because if you're spread out like that, you know, and who knows how my wife got it? I mean, she worked at the truck stop, and you got quite a few people coming and going there, and I think after this, I think she's not going to work there anymore. And if she does go back to that job, I don't know. They're going to have to put those shields up in front of the cashiers and stuff like that. You know, because that's probably how it got spread. Is you get customers and they come kind of close to you and they're like they're uh, ordering cigarettes or whatever, lottery or whatever it is, and their face is like a foot away from your face, and you're a cashier, and that's how the germs are. That's my idea. I mean, who knows how she got it? Mm. All I know is I don't have it, and I never had it. So, you know what I mean? She couldn't for 12 weeks anyway after you had it. What does that mean? Living in the sticks. Disadvantages also no stores, etc. So what do you mean she couldn't for 12 weeks anyway after you had it? I have no idea what that means. Are you doing okay for food? Or are you asking me? Well, me personally, okay, I haven't gone like through fast food lanes and stuff like that for probably 4 weeks, because ever since they like started putting on like rubber gloves, and they're wearing masks and stuff like that, and they have you put the money in a tray. If they have to keep stepping it up like that, because they're dealing with so many customers, you know what? I want to out. All right, enough of a germaphobe myself, where it looks too sketchy. Even if it's not, there's something about it that makes you like, no, I'll just avoid the fast food altogether. And when I go to the gas station, just get the orange juice that's in the little bottle, and because I could go to Aldi, but then where am I going to put the half-gallon orange juice? There's no refrigerator in the car, so stuck buying the little rinky-dinky bottle for the same price as a half-gallon of orange juice. So that's what I'm eating for food. No, they don't have open donuts anymore. They only donuts that are in packages, and I never ate them. They got kind of melty. Where are they at? I'll probably end up throwing them away. Actually, where did the donuts go? I know it's a hell of a diet, right? But living in your car with this pandemic thing, and if you're a little paranoid, like I am, you're stuck eating candy and stuff like that, or donuts that are in a package. Think about it. What are you going to eat? That's a really good question. What is really safe? Not the fast food. Not until this is all over with. You know what I mean? Just stay away from the fast food. That's what I'm. That's my. the kingdom. What about pizza? Okay, yeah, but that's, think about it. Okay, there's people catched out about the disease as the property manager, but I am. You know what I mean? No, you know why? Look at all those people that are touching the food. It's like this thing just starts snowballing on itself, and you become, more and more sketched out about everything. And pretty soon, before you know it, you're eating junk food out of packages because you're afraid that somebody might have touched it. And there's really no place to. Well, also, here is a little intimate detail. If you're eating a whole pizza and you're not really exerting or burning up a lot of energy, that's a lot of food, and you're going to have to take a healthy crap probably a couple times a day. And taking a crap is kind of an issue, especially when you're not going to go in the house. So you gotta you have to, if you ever lived in your car, you gotta think these things are already thought through. So, oops, the phone's moving around a lot. How do I handle it? Well, got my handy roll of toilet paper right here. Okay, there's my fanny ribbon, and so that I could make it to the evening when it's dark out. So I'm not just crapping and in front of God and everyone. Let's go behind the bushes in the backyard and go poop, because a lot of the gas stations, they have bathrooms the bathrooms are closed, so there's really nowhere to go. We're gonna go potty at. Being a guy, going pee isn't really a big issue. Okay, you just pee by the bush. So I figure if I'm not scrapping, this is where I'll be. I'll be sitting in front of the house. Pretty much. Nowhere to go. Nowhere that I want to go, really. So just stay here, chill out and relax. Will your property manager give you rent credit? I don't want rent credit. I just want to pay I think I owe $100, so I just go on, move on. Okay. I just want to move on from this. I don't want to stay hung up on it. I just want to go forward. Okay. That's how I am. I mean, other people, they want to get hung up about, you know, crossing every T and dotting every I. I just want to go forward, move on. The wife is texting me. I don't know if she wants something dropped off. Care package. Before that, the neighbor was dropping off care packages and stuff. No, now it's my turn. All right, guys. I'll look at some of the comments and then we're gonna go. Nothing in the garage at home to micro scrap or to tinker with or fix the ride on lawn. Well, I fixed the ride on lawnmower, but it needs a tire, and I don't have a tire laying around that would fit that. It's a weird size on a Craftsman. I don't even have a tire at the compound that would fit all Roman. Nope. People are dropping stuff off. Steel scrap the B lady. Car insurance agencies are crediting folks for not driving a lot. Why piss away money? Our I didn't know insurance companies were doing that. I do know that you need to have insurance on your vehicle, but we can't update our registration. So if you're going to drive a vehicle with expired registration, I would definitely put insurance on it. Okay, because the cops are going to pull you over if you got expired tags, even though they gave a grace period. Okay, you will get stopped. I know that. Even though the cops have been told not to stop people, I've seen cops pulling people over a lot. So it's not a free for all. Let's see what other. My insurance is not really expensive anyway. It's $180 for 6 months. So, I don't know. East Coast is saying work. Well, yeah, after I'm off of this live stream, I'm going to be working on something. She quitting for 12 weeks after you had it. Living in the sticks. Okay, I read all those. Who come? Bobby Holden, how are you doing for food? Well, it's just packaged gas station food, pretty much. How's the wife? The wife's doing great. Oh, yeah. You could do it in the street like I did it, but you can't really be banging away on cars and stuff like that. Can't even work on your riding lawnmower, really. You bring it out in the street, you could ride on it. I mean, work on it, but that's. Yep. Only a local plumber. What seen in the past is. Oh, yeah. If I. If I just take the scrap like I did, it's not a problem. Like if somebody drops off, like local handymen or plumbers and stuff like that drop off their stuff and I leave it in the street or I put it in my truck everything's fine. But if I go and start hammering on my scrap or like whatever in the garage, then it becomes a problem. So I just, you know what, the hell with it. Who else is chatting here? Oh, do I have an HOA? Um, well, a lot of scrapyards are closed. Yeah, a lot of scrapyards are closed. So, and a lot of scrapyards that are open, they've cut the hours and stuff like that. So, do you have a homeowners association? No, not at all. You would think we did. The homeowners association is the neighbor. Probably like pay attention to the grass and stuff like that. Yep. Or if I'm working in my garage, that's a problem. So there's two things that are really a problem. If the grass like gets taller than theirs, if it starts getting like that, time to cut it. And once I open up the garage door, she's staring out the window. So, you know what? The garage is just hoarder hell. There ain't nothing else I can do with it. Except tear it down. Well, I mean, what's the point of having a garage? You can't work on your cars in it. So you might as well just use it to store shit. Or you could empty it out and it just could be a big empty nothing. And it's just a building that you can't do anything with. So that's what I have. Now if I had like a dad like Tucker Upper, like he's got a place in Florida and he's into landscape construction and stuff like that. So he's got a place in Pennsylvania. And that's Hobbs Compound. So they have places. So if you have money, you could do your own shit, even on your own at your own place and stuff like that. Because not when you're living on top of each other, in a neighborhood. But it's only this block right here. If I go in the next block, people got their cars up on jacks, and there's people that collect scrap, and they got scrap piled up all over the place. There's this one house, there's a bunch of, and asked me if I wanted it. And I went there before, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the guy never came back to his own house. Sat there for about an hour waiting for the scrap. Hi, B Lady. Hi, Ralph. Oh, nice to see you. Privacy fence. What? You know what? Ordinarily, that would be a fantastic idea. You mean like a privacy fence, like the one across the street right there, like that white one, which is about 6 feet tall? Well, yeah, sure, that would work ordinarily for normal people, but the neighbor would be like just she hears like movement and banging around. She'd be peeking through it, looking what's going on, and claiming that it's a business. Okay, he's running a business. Okay, if you're running a business, that means you're engaged in the sale and trade of goods or services. Okay, it's the claim, okay, that they use. The claim is um, the property is not zoned for running a business. Okay, and my continuous claim is it's not a business. I'm not running a business at my property, at my house. It's just stuff that's being transloaded, offloaded, reloaded. That doesn't make a business because there's no financial transaction happening. There's no trade of goods or services occurring on the property. Well, that's where they got you. So that also means that if I were to have a garage sale, you're limited to 3 garage sales per year, per calendar year. So of a duration at the maximum of 3 days each. So each year you're given 9 days to sell stuff. So you get 3 different times you can sell if you want to have a garage sale. I guess because some people were having garage sales every day, so they had to combat it. So I guess that's why a lot of places you drive around here, you'll see one item for sale, or whatever, like a lawnmower or something, because that's just a sale item. One thing, it's not a garage sale, so it's like a little workaround. Seems like a lot of work to me to try and fetch $20 or $30 for a lawnmower, waiting around for somebody to stop by. You're gonna buy it? You're not gonna buy it? It's not like Mr. Scrapperty. He's got a reaper. I don't have a reaper. You know what I mean? If I go out there and try and sell something, I look like I collected the junk and I'm just trying to resell it. But if you have if you're like Mr. Scrapperty and you have a reaper selling it, I'm sure that's why he does it. Because people pull up to the house and it's like, oh, it's just a lady. You know what I mean? It's not some guy with like a ripped shirt and it looks like he's got under his fingernails, so it looks like he worked on the lawnmower and now he's selling it. You give that task to a lady and stuff's gone like greased lightning. I think that's why he does that. I don't think he's ever said it, but I don't really have that option because my wife's not really into haggling and negotiating. So my best bet would be my daughter Eileen, the older one, because the younger one has selective mutism and she would not deal with strangers at all. Period. Not happening. So the only one that would do that would be Eileen. And that would be when she's not working. And uh, she gets up at, when she's living here, okay, her work schedule is uh, 9:30. She leaves for work and then she would come home at uh, sometimes 7:30, sometimes 8:30. So those hours, it's dark out and she's a girl, you don't want to sell stuff. So the only time that she would be able to sell something would be early in the really tough. Ideally, I would like to move from this location. Even if I didn't move far away, I would like to just not be on this block, you know. But I can't move because I don't have credit, okay? And you need credit in order to buy a house. And before I sold this house, there was a lot of cleanup work to do. Maybe painting walls and work that, couldn't be done in 1 week or 2 weeks or, you need, if you're doing that, you need an income coming in while you're doing that. It's not the kind of work the level and amount of work that it would take to get this house in for sale condition would be quite a while to get the maximum dollar. You know what I mean? You give something like absolute curb appeal, and you walk in, and it smells like baking cookies and stuff like that. So it's going to take a lot of money to sink into it. You could sell any kind of house in any kind of condition, okay, to somebody because they'll buy it, but you're not going to get much for it. And now, what are you going to buy with the not much that you got for the house that you sold? You're going to end up with something worse. That's probably going to need even more work. Not a way to do it. Plus, my youngest daughter doesn't want to move. She wants her room finished, so. Warranty deed equal no credit to buy a home. Okay, I never really heard of a warranty deed. Who makes those kind of deals? You have to show a proof of income, right? And that that's where things get a little sketchy there. You know, can I prove all of my income? Maybe not. So you buy a house that's $100,000. They want you to the maximum they want you to go up to was 33%. So that would be 33% of whatever your income is. So yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be here. If there wasn't something stopping me, right? As people start wondering, they ask a million different questions. What's stopping you? Well, something is stopping me. Okay, not just me. Whatever. They're saying the summertime this germ will go away anyway because it doesn't survive in the heat. Which I believe that. Warranty deed. Does Illinois have warranty deeds? Because Illinois is pretty weird of a state. You know, when it comes to like Indiana, you could take a trailer, you know, and you not a house trailer. I'm talking about a pull along trailer. You know, Wisconsin doesn't demand a title for small trailers, and a lot of states don't. But Illinois, they demand a title and a license plate for that trailer. So Indiana and Illinois law are a lot different with a lot of things. Illinois a lot of stuff. Call this number. The guy have a microwave. Oh yeah, there's a guy with a microwave. Somebody's got a microwave for me. My wife's telling me. They want to make sure that I'm around when they drop off the microwave so that nobody steals it. I mean, for God's sakes, it's a little, I don't know, Magic Chef or something like that microwave. Like, what's it worth? Because the scrap prices are kind of low. A couple bucks. All right, what else is saying here? Kingdom, it's nice to meet you. A lot of my scrapping friends have been talking about you lately, so I came over to see you if you're alright. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm staying in my truck until the wife gets tested and is all clear, because, you know, as you know, or maybe don't, you know, uh, I got the COVID test. I'm a disease carrier. I'm not a spreader. I got tested for all three, not just one. But I guess there's three nasty buggers going around here, right? So I got tested for all that, and all the rest of my health was checked out. So I'm fine because I'm a bit of a germaphobe myself. You wouldn't think that looking at me, but I'm not in contact with a lot of people. I'm by myself pretty much all day long. You know, being a scrapper, you don't really come in contact with people. And, you know, when people get too close, I kind of like back off or, uh, grab the mask. Okay? Scrapping together, happy to see you. Scrapping together, hi King. Yay, and then more homesteading. Yep. Kingdom just got a message from Ian. He said you might accidentally, you know, I wonder if that happened because I have an Apple iPhone. See, that's the device that's we're operating with right here. Okay, and it keeps trying to issue stuff like that, and you can, without the latest Apple update, you can't run the latest versions of the apps. Does that make sense? So, ever since, and I don't have any room on this phone to take on Apple updates, and I've missed out on 3 of the Apple updates. I think 3 or 4 that have come along since I've had this thing for over a year. I think there's been 4 released. So each time I miss out on a new Apple update, the phone gets more and more glitchy. So I might have to delete my subscription to Ian and then because I did that for Gil Skills, and I pressed the notification button and all was good. You can call me Mo Bud, everybody else. I'm a female, but Mo is just easy to remember. Yeah, that's true. Lee and Graf, I'm so glad you're negative. I am a very negative person. So me being tested for being negative just confirms the fact that your channels are very negative. You know, your channel is very negative. I'm unsubscribing. That's me. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the show in a little second. Hey, can you get into your scrapyard with the negative results? Oh, scrapyards? I guess scrapyards that are open. I mean, if you're not wearing a mask, I guess I suppose they won't let you in if it's like every other store now, right? I guess they have to uh, operate like every other business. You gotta wear a mask. No, well, I haven't gone there yet, so I mean, I I told the guy that it was negative on the day that he like flipped out, which is completely understandable because he's rightfully so. He's a germaphobe, and he's really worried about this disease, and he doesn't want to get it. So I'm like, I'm negative, and he got really mad. Um, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not going to come around until I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get tested and I'm gonna prove that I'm negative. Okay, and that's what I did. And that's all I did. Just prove that I'm negative. All right, guys. I just wanted to share the news that I'm completely disease free and have been, and will continue to be because I'm going to stay outside of the house until the wife tests negative. okay? And then the whole family can come back together again instead of living like we are. Bruce Napper, good news, Marty. Yeah, I know. I'm like super thrilled. All right, guys, I'm gonna go bye bye. See you all.